It makes no difference. You can't do that. You absolutely cannot do that because it's contradictory. And I'll show you why. So, for instance, like God meant for each person to live out their faith privately according to personal interpretation. That's going to be like the first argument that he might say. For him, faith is going to be entirely subjective and truth will be relative. So it's like what works best for me. But the consequence with that is that there's no way to correct error since every interpretation is going to be equally valid. He's going to claim, I have the Holy Spirit, it's guiding me, and thus it's valid. But unfortunately, there's going to be some confirmation bias with that. Another argument could be God meant for the church to be optional, right? That's kind of what I was saying originally. But this is going to make faith partially subjective and partially objective. So the church is like a suggestion. It's like a helpful tool. But again, the consequence to that is unity is impossible because if membership to that optional visible church is going to be something that you can decide, then the authority is not binding. You're ultimately saying whether or not you want to submit to that. That's not binding if it's optional. So again, those two arguments don't make any sense. You can't say that's going to be based on personal interpretation, and you can't say that the church is optional. Because if it's optional, then the authority is not binding. If it's your own interpretation, there's no way to correct error. And then I'll give you the third option, which is kind of what I propose. Faith is objective. It's grounded in divine revelation and interpreted through a visible authority. The truth is accessible and not left to private whim, right? So the consequence of this is unity of faith is possible. Error can be corrected, and there's one flock under one shepherd. John 10:16, yeah? So